Hello friends, good evening and welcome to our next session on stiffness matrix method. In previous all sessions, we have seen introductory videos for stiffness matrix method, how the equation comes into picture, and we have also seen different varieties of portal frames wherein we have seen the step-by-step procedure to solve all these types of frames. These frames were either with two unknowns or three unknowns. So sway as well as non-sway type of portal frames we have solved. Now we will come to easier part of the stiffness matrix method, relatively easy, that is structural analysis of continuous beams using stiffness matrix method. So let us start with the new problem today. This is one problem that has been given to us. A simple two-span continuous beam wherein we have AB span as 10 meter and this 10 meter is subjected to a central point load of 24 kilonewton, and another span is BC which is also 10 meter. Again that span is also subjected to a central point load of 12 kilonewton. So this is the given data. EI is constant. So as you know, how to determine our very first step is kinematic indeterminacy, and we very well know how to determine kinematic indeterminacy of a beam. So let us start with our step-by-step procedure. Ki value here will be 2, that is theta B and theta C, because we know kinematic indeterminacy is nothing but degree of freedom, and degree of freedom is 3 per joint for a beam or a frame joint. So there are 3 number of joints, so at each joint there will be 3 degrees of freedom. So 3 into 3 9 ABC. So 9 minus, you have to now subtract number of reactions. So 3 are here, 1 is here, another is here. So in all 5 reactions. So 9 minus 5 is 4. Out of these 4 we have to neglect axial rigidity of these two members. There are two members, AB and BC. So 4 minus 2 is 2. And those two unknown displacement quantities in the beam are theta B and theta C, rotations of B and C. So we will assume that these two rotations are delta 1 and delta 2. So let delta 1 is theta B and delta 2 is theta C. So this will be your step number 1. Now step number 2 is fixed end moments. So how to get fixed end moments? Very simple. This also we already know. So as we can see, AB and BC are centrally loaded spans. So MFB is minus WL by 8. So it is minus 24 into 10 upon 8. So let us calculate this value. So it is minus 30. Minus 30 kilonewton meter. Then MFBA, it is plus 30. Now I shall write directly. Then MFBC, what is MFBC? Again minus WL by 8. So minus 12 into 10 upon 8. So here only load is half. So this value will be half of 30. So minus 15 kilonewton meter. And MFCB, it is plus 15 kilonewton meter. Yes. So this is our step number 2. Now in step number 3 we have to take summation of fixed end moments. Again, why summation of fixed end moments? Because our two unknowns are rotations. There is no linear displacement involved here. So step number 3, summation of fixed end moments. Okay. So where are these fixed end moments? One is on B. So at B we will have PL1, which is MFBA plus MFBC. So what is BA value? Plus 30. BC is minus 15. So net value is 15 kilonewton meter. Then second location is C. So here we will get PL2. Again summation of fixed end moment because second unknown is rotation. So at PL2 at joint C we have only one fixed end moment, MFCB. How much is that? Plus 15. So both PL values are plus 15. What about P1 and P2? Both are 0. Why? No external couple. Okay. So there is no external couple on these two locations. Hence P1 P2 are 0. Next, remove the external loading. Consider our first unknown, make its value as 1 and make second unknown as 0. So step number 4 we shall say apply unit rotation at 1. Apply unit rotation at location 1. So what will be deformed shape? So if we apply here unit rotation, we will have to first of all show the deformed shape of the beam. This will be 0 because theta c we are making 0. So unit rotation, so deformed shape will be something like this. Like this. So this is unit rotation applied here. So this value is 4EI upon L1. This is 4EI upon L2. This is 2EI upon L1. This is 2EI upon L2. Okay. So this is our location 1 where we have applied some action, and this is 2. So we will get two stiffness values from this. One is on location 1, another is on location 2. So what will be K11? Moment at 1 due to unit rotation of 1. Okay. So look at location 1. What are the values here of stiffness? There are two values. One is 4EI by L1, another is 4EI by L2. So both will be there. 4EI by L1 which is from span AB. Another is 4EI by L2 which is from span BC. Both spans are 10 meter each. So 4EI by 10 plus 4EI by 10. So 0.4 EI plus 0.4 EI is 0.8 times EI. Okay. Then K21, look at location 2. What is stiffness value? 2 EI by L2. So this will be moment at 2 due to unit rotation of 1. What is value? 2 EI by L2. This is for span BC. So this is 2 EI by 10. So value is 0.2 EI. Okay. 0.2 EI. Now we will go to location number 2. we will make its value unit rotation. We will make value of 1 0, and then we will draw deformed shape. Again we will find two more stiffness values. Okay, this now is the deformed shape of the beam after we have applied a unit rotation on joint C or location 2, and this is the reactive moment or stiffness value induced on location 1. So we will go for location 1. What will be K12? What is K12? Moment at 1 due to unit rotation of 2. Okay, K12, it has to be equal to K21. So in all previous questions we have always seen K21 is equal to K12. So directly now I will write this 0.2 EI. Okay, 2 EI by L2 is 2 EI by 10. So 0.2 EI. Then K22, this is unique value, moment at 2 due to unit rotation of 2. This cannot be compared with any of the values, so value is 4 EI by L2. Okay, 4 EI by L2. This is for span BC. So 4 EI by 10, which is nothing but 0.4 EI. 0.4 EI. Now will be the time for our stiffness matrix equation. So delta 1 and delta 2 are our two unknowns which are on left hand side of the equation. Then inverse of the K matrix, K11, K12, K2 and K22. So K11 is 0.8 EI. Then K12 0.2 EI. K21 is same 0.2 EI. K22 0.4 EI. So inverse of this 2 by 2 matrix multiplied by P1 P2 0 minus PL1 and PL2. What is PL1? Both values are 15 each. Okay. So now we shall solve the inverse of this matrix. So let us solve it. Solving a 2 by 2 inverse matrix is simple, not time consuming. In 1 or 2 steps we will get the answer. So determinant, what will be determinant? 0.8 into 0.4 minus 0.2 square. Let us calculate. So 0.8 into 0.4 minus 0.2 square. So answer is 0.28 EI multiplied by, what will be inverse elements? Interchange diagonal elements first. 0.4 will come here, this will become minus 0.2 and 0.8 will come here. Over. Inverse of 2 by 2 matrix is over. Then 0 minus 15, both values will be minus 15. Let us solve ahead. Delta 1, what will be delta 1? Multiplication of matrix divided by 0.28 EI. So minus 0.4 into 15 minus 0.2 into minus 15 divided by 0.28 EI. So let us calculate. Minus 0.4 into 15 plus 0.2 into 15 upon 0.28. So answer is minus 10.71 upon EI. Minus 10.71 upon EI, and delta 2 minus 0.2 into minus 15 plus 0.8 into minus 15 divided by 0.28 EI. So let us calculate 0.2 into 15 minus 0.8 into 15 upon 0.28. So answer is minus 32.14 upon EI. Okay. So our next step will be final moments. Step number 5. No, it is step number 6. Final moments. So MAB is 2EI upon L into bracket 2 theta A plus theta B. There is no delta, so I will not write delta, minus MFAB. Okay. So let us calculate 2EI upon 10. So it is 0.2 EI into bracket theta B is minus 10.71 upon EI. So EI gets cancelled. Minus, what is MFAB? Minus 30. So answer is minus 32.142 kilonewton meter. Then MBA 2EI by L into bracket theta A plus 2 theta B plus MFBA. Okay. So answer is 0.2 into 25.72 kilonewton meter. MBC 2EI by L into bracket 2 theta B plus theta C minus MFBC. Okay, so this also comes to be minus 25.72 kilonewton meter. What about MCB? It will be 0. Why? Because joint C in the diagram is simply supported end and this is end support. So on end support, if it is simply supported end, hinge end, roller end, final moment will be 0. Okay, so these are final moments. Now we will draw SFD and BMD for this diagram. So first of all, we shall show these final moments in the diagram. So this is our loading diagram. Here is external load 24 kilonewton. This is another external load 12 kilonewton. And the moments 32.142. This is 25.72. This is 0. Now we will get reactions. Okay, so find out reactions. Step number 7. How to find reactions? This is simple. I will explain in detail. So draw this free body diagram first for AB. Joint B is internal joint, so considered fixed. Show the final moment values here. show the external loading. How much is that? 24 kilonewton. So this is 5 meter each, and here are the reactions. Find out these reactions using equations of equilibrium. Simple. Summation of moment about end A is equal to 0. So minus RB1 into 10 plus 25.72 plus 24 into 5 minus 32.142. It is equal to 0. So simplify this equation, you will get RB1. So let us solve. So answer is 11.36. So RB1 is 11.36. Then summation Fy is equal to 0. It is going to give us Ra value. How much is that? 24 minus 11.36. So how much will be that? Subtract this value of 11.36 from 24. So it is 12.64. Ra value is 12.64 kilonewton. Then go to second free body diagram. Again show the external loading, final movements, show these reactions, and then apply condition of equilibrium one by one. So if you apply summation of moment about B, we will get this equation minus RC into 10 plus 12 into 5 minus 25.72. This is equal to 0. Again solve this. So 60 minus 25.72 upon 10. So answer is 3.43. RC value is 3.43 kilonewton. Then summation Fy is equal to 0. It will give us RB2 as 12 minus 3.43. Okay, so the answer is 8.57 kilonewton. So what will be net RB value? RB1 plus RB2. So 11.36 minus 11.36 plus 8.57. So it is 19.93. So we shall write these reactions here one by one. 19.93. Then RC is 3.43 and RA it is 12.64 kilonewton. Now let us draw SFD. So we shall draw first of all SFD. Take all these projections for reference. Now draw one reference line and show the shear force values at all the sections, at all the prominent sections. So this is 12.64, then 12.64 minus 24, it is 11.36 with minus sign. So this is minus 11.36. Okay, in this you add now 19.93, so plus 19.93, it will give us 8.57 somewhere here. Then minus 12, so again 3.43 with minus sign. So this is plus, minus, plus, minus. Locations of zero shear force, we already know them. One is here, another is here. So find out bending moment at these two locations, and then we will draw final bending moment diagram. So bending moment at D. So we shall consider only left hand side part of the D. So 12.64 into 5 minus 32.142. That's it. So 12.64 into 5 minus 32.142. So this is 31.06 kilonewton meter. Then bending moment on E, 3.43 into 5. I have taken this positive because my sign convention is if clockwise, anti-clockwise on left hand side and clockwise on right hand side, negative movement. Okay, if inverse of this, that is clockwise on left hand side and anti-clockwise on right hand side, then positive movement. Okay, hence this is positive. Anti-clockwise on right hand side the section. So 3.43 into 5, answer is 17.15. 17.15 kilonewton meter. Over. Now we will show these bending moment values, then we will draw or join these points. So first value, bending moment at A, it is anti-clockwise, 32.142, so minus, I will show it below, 32.142 kilonewton meter. Then bending moment on D is 31.06, 31.06 kilonewton meter. Bending moment on B, 25.72 kilonewton meter. Then bending moment on E, 17.15 kilonewton meter. Bending moment on C, 0. So this is minus, this is plus, minus, plus. This is BMD and this is SFD. So guys, I have given you the detailed analysis of this continuous beam by stiffness matrix method. Each and every step I have explained you. So if at all you have not understood this anything or some part, you may write in comment section. If you are new to this channel, do subscribe the channel and see my all videos which have been there for the previous sections. Thank you very much.